Hey guys, it's Ann Yorks from the Flower Box, and I have another fun cookie tutorial for you today. Today is all about baby cookies, and one of my very first cookie projects was for my own baby shower. So baby cookies always have such a special place in my heart. I love making them, and I have a really fun tutorial for you today. First, we're going to look at the baby bottle, and I'll show you how to create a realistic looking bottle with a wet on wet technique. Then we're going to look at two stencil projects. I've partnered up with the Cookie Countess to create two new stencil designs. One is called Mini Blooms and the other is called The Snuggle is Real. These are perfect for these baby cookies. And after we do the Footie Pajamas and a plot cookie, we're going to take a look at a baby shower classic, the Onesie. And after that, I'll walk you through how to decorate a cute bib cookie. Now, this time, this set of cookies has an awesome cookie decorating kit that goes with it. And this kit includes what you need to make these projects. It has all 5 cutters, both stencils. It even has a scraper in this kit and 2 specialty tips. So you can check that out on flowerboxbakery.com. Also check out the new blog post. I give extra tips on how many cookies you can bake with a single batch of dough. I give icing color tips and show you how much icing to make. And I also love to show a packaging idea. So you can also check that out on flowerboxbakery.com. So let's cookie it up. This baby bottle is one of my favorite cookie cutters for baby showers. I start by outlining the pink lid, and then I jump right into the bottle. And I outline the bottle using a really pastel blue. I used sky blue icing color for that. And I'm gonna do a wet on wet to give the illusion of the milk in this baby bottle. So once I have that blue area flooded in, right away, without letting it dry, I'm gonna go back in with the white and just add that. Now it's time to add the top part of the bottle, and I'm using golden yellow, and I'm using the same icing consistency for both the outline and the flood. It's a 20-second icing consistency. And I find that that's really helpful in those small icing areas. It's a little quicker too. Now I let those icing areas dry, and then I go back and flood in that pink lid, and we're ready for some details. I'm gonna add the measurement lines using the blue icing. So I just pipe a line straight down and then a couple horizontal lines going across. These details are super quick and easy. And I'm ready to add some zigzags on the lid. So I'm just gonna go up and down. I do have a template for this cookie shape on the blog post, but if you have some experience with decorating, you might not feel that you need the template. It can be just more of a guide. And then I'll finish off this cookie with a heart, and it's just as simple as piping 2 teardrops and matching those tails up together. Now let's take a look at the Footie Pajama, and this cutter is such a crowd pleaser. People just get a kick out of this. And I'm gonna stencil this to make it super easy. So I flooded in the background with white icing, and I'm just gonna let that dry so that I can airbrush. I have my stencil genie, and I have the new Flower Box Mini Blooms stencil all set and ready to go. And I have a very light pastel pink airbrush color in this airbrush gun. So I mixed the Chef Master white color with a drop or 2 of the pink to get this pastel look. And then I just apply an even application over the cookie, and I'm ready to reveal this cute little mini bloom pattern. It looks adorable on this Footie Pajama. Now I'm ready to add the details. I have a 301 tip on my sky blue, and that just adds a small wide flat icing. And I added a tip number 44 to add the snap cover and the pink cuff details. This one's almost done. I'm gonna add that heart embellishment. That's the 2 teardrops. We're just matching up the tails to create the heart. And I'm gonna add a little bit of detail at the foot area too, just to make this look a little bit more realistic. Sometimes those little lines make all the difference. Now let's take a look at this plaque cookie cutter. We're gonna stencil this with the Snuggle is Real, because everybody loves to snuggle with their babies. And I'm just gonna add this white outline and flood in the plaque. And then I wanna add something to the background of this design before we stencil the words. So once I get this flooded in, I'm gonna go in and add just a tiny drop of icing with the sky blue. I like to start with my dots going down the middle. It helps me with my spacing. And once I have that first line, then I move my way out to the right, and then I move my way out to the left. Now, because we're stenciling with icing and putting a little pressure on the surface of this cookie, I definitely let it dry for at least 6 hours so that I don't poke a hole in it. But once it's dry, you can use that anchor finger to hold the stencil in place, and then use your other hand to gently swipe the icing across. You want to remove any excess before you peel back that stencil to reveal the words. But stenciling text is just an awesome way to quickly add such a precise design. We're almost done with this cookie. I'm adding a bead border. It's just a series of overlapping teardrops. It's a little bit more interesting than a plain line, but pretty quick to do. And to match the other cookies, again, we're gonna do that cute teardrop heart. It's just a teardrop, and then we're gonna match up the next teardrop next to it. And that just adds a little bit of dimension to the surface of the cookie and cuteness too. Now the onesie cookie, I love doing the onesie. I've been doing onesies for a long time, and they're great to do what on what patterns. On this one, I'm gonna do those mini polka dots again, but you could also do stripes or marbling as well. And these icing colors, I'm using the same color, deep pink. I just have one dot in the light pink and a few dots in to make that deeper shade. But I love making icing colors match like that, where you're using 2 shades of the same food gel. It just looks awesome. Now I'm adding some pipe details for the arms, and I'm adding a little leg area. Again, this template is available on the Baby Kit blog post, so check that out. If it's helpful to have a guide when you're piping, you can download that for free. And I'm just gonna pipe some little scalloped details. It looks almost like a little bit of lace or something a little delicate on this design. And I've sized down to a tip number 1 to keep that ultra small. We're almost done. I'm gonna pipe the word baby, and I'm gonna freehand this because I've done this before and I'm confident doing this, but if it's helpful, use that downloadable template to guide piping your text. It definitely is helpful for getting a consistent cookie from cookie to cookie. But sometimes with 4 letters, you can do it. And we're gonna add the teardrop heart just to the center of that cookie, and it is just cute as can be. So now it's our last cookie. We're gonna do the baby bib, and I loved this scalloped edge, so I outlined that actually in white because I'm gonna add some details to that edge of the bib. But then I outlined the rest of the bib and flooded in the pastel pink. I'll let that dry, and then I'll flood the center in white. You could do it all one solid color, but sometimes just breaking up the design is super helpful. And if your icing doesn't get in the corners, take your scribe and just tap it into place. That's what that tool is best at doing. Now I've sized down my white again, and I'm just adding that scalloped edge, and it just has such a delicate look to it, like lace. I'm gonna add little circles up at the top to look like a snap. And then I'm gonna embellish the bib with a bead border going down the center. I'll add some light blue hearts. I love that pop of blue with all this pink. It just accents it really well. And 2 piped lines. This is definitely an accent cookie in this set and comes together real quickly. This cookie set was so much fun to create. I hope you enjoyed watching. Now remember, if you recreate these cookies, I would love to see them. I would be so flattered. You can tag me on social media or hashtag flowerboxbakery, and I'd love to see what you create. Don't forget to check out that blog post on flowerboxbakery.com with lots of extra bonus tips. And as always, happy decorating!